Hi, this is Jeff from Social Run Club. I'm here to talk to you about run form. And so today we're going to be talking about inner thighs. This is a 6-week sort of mini workshops all put together. And so each week is sort of a different mechanism of your body. So watch them and enjoy them and go out and practice them, but they are mechanisms. So there's a range for each of these things. You need to find what works for your body. So it's important that as you're doing this, you're listening to your body and listening to what works for you, so that as your body changes, as your muscles grow, as your form improves, that you're adjusting these mechanisms so they match what you're doing. So like I said before, we're going to be talking about inner thighs today. So what I want to start off by doing is sort of saying why inner thigh engagement is important when you're running. And so one of the main things is that your inner thigh engagement actually helps control your side swing. So that's something that that your inner thighs control. And so strengthening and focusing on them and engaging them is actually going to help you with your stride. It's also great for going up and down hills. And the last thing is that it also helps with how your foot is landing on the ground. And so those are the things, that's part of the reason that we talk about this, and that's what you want to be listening to your body for, to sort of see what feels good for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into sort of like a mini exercise so you can start to feel what it feels like to engage your inner thighs. And so when we're running, we've got our feet shoulder width apart. But for this exercise, what I want you to do is put your legs sort of apart from yourself. And then what I want you to do is we're going to relax our legs. And I'm going to exaggerate this so you can sort of see what's going on. But this is not what you're gonna. You never want to run like this. But what we're doing right now is you starting to see and feel how engaging your inner thighs work. So if you notice, like when I relax and push my inner thighs out or push my legs apart, my feet go onto the outside. And then when I pull my inner thighs together, what happens, and I'm going to exaggerate it, what we want to do is feel those extremes so we know what that engagement feels like. So I can feel it, and you should feel it on your inner thighs here. And then you can see that when I over-engage, it goes on the inside. So this is that control of how you're landing. And we want that gentle engagement. But what I want you to do is put your legs apart, practice this, start to feel like it doesn't really matter how it feels, where you're landing, where the pressure is, but what you want to do is start to feel that inner thigh engagement so that you know how it feels when you're running. So once you've practiced that, you're going to put your legs together like you were about to run, and then start to play around with that inner thigh engagement. So again, sort of relax them and then pull them in together. So you can see, again, we don't want it over engaged. We don't want it too relaxed. We want it sort of like a nice medium with that gentle engagement. And so that's sort of what we're doing, is once you can start to feel that inner thigh muscle engagement, once you know how to activate that, I want you to go and practice that on a run. So go for a run, notice that inner thigh engagement, speed up a little bit, slow down a little bit, and notice how the inner thigh engagement changes and impacts all of this stuff while you're going along. So the other nice thing, and like I said, this is great for going up and down hills. So find a short hill, maybe 100, 200 meters, and practice going up and down it slowly. And notice the difference when you relax your inner thighs versus when you engage them, and notice the difference that it changes in your stride and if it impacts. And again, this is what you want to do, is find that engagement that feels good for you, rather than saying, oh, Jeff said over engage or engage it like that's just not what it is. And my general statement with all this stuff is muscles are best engaged like your muscles are hugging your bones. So aim for that sort of like tension, or the other way I describe it is, imagine that you've got a grapefruit in your hand and you don't want to squish it, but you also, if you hold it upside down, you don't want to drop it. That's sort of the engagement you generally aim for. But again, listen to your body, listen to see what feels good for you, and then go from there. And that's sort of like what I would aim for when you're practicing this sort of engagement and going forward. So that's sort of your mini workshop on inner thigh engagement for your run form. Remember that you want to go through this 6-week cycle and practice them all together, or go for a run and practice this individually. And then once you get the hang of it, keep practicing it and pairing it with other mechanisms. So that's what we're aiming for with this engagement. Have a lot of fun, and I hope it helps you stay healthy and run better.